from you. I don't want your worship. If I saw you and you like try to bow down before me or something, I'd smack you because I would be the one who had to bow down before you. What I'm saying is that if you cross into my threshold and my own, I will kiss your fucking feet. Literally. It's because thrown out of heaven for not worshiping this creation created by your creator. You know, I'm not making this mistake. What I'm saying is that I know I come off like an asshole, but everybody around me, I give them worship, whatever anybody wants, they get worship. Just because I talk this way over the fucking video or the video and rub it in people's faces, that's because it's on everything. There's no way to fuck it up. You'll see the Vatican with the Jesus statue in the fire. It looks like a snake. That's because it's the great dragon, Typhon and Sut, joined in an androgynous relationship. You'll see the whole mouth of the congregation is in the mouth of the snake. We will leap into the flame, mouth of the snake below you.
You get why you scream stuff out. It may take some time to like sink in, but
I don't need to hail Satan. I don't want you fucking worship. It's not a religion or anything like this. We gotta stay focused. For the benefit of all, we need to get the sealed elect together by the book. Then it's like everything's by the book. It's not something the gods would argue, not something your government would argue, your religion would argue. Any common person, if you go to school, you've got to do everything by the book, you got to pay your taxes, everything by the book. Everything's by the book. We do everything here at this company by the book. You know, study up your case law. Everything's by the book. Your police chief, we do everything by the book at this precinct. I'm just saying to you, this is not something people can run from. If I can't run from it, no other motherfucker's gonna run from it. Eventually you're gonna have to come to the realization that I'm not full of shit. And that your grandma didn't need to die, your great grandma didn't, and all your people in your family tree didn't need to die. They didn't need to die. Why has it come to now where I have to scream this shit out religiously and tell people like let it take hold? I mean if I'd stop for like one day, it's like they'll be like, wow, oh my god, somebody has to do it. You know, you might say, why am I putting all those gory videos of claymation up? Until you get to this place, you're gonna die. You've seen that movie 1,000 or 1,000,000 Ways to Die. You're a zombie. And you know what happens to zombies? They show it to you in all those zombie movies. Stick bullets in their head and chopped up with chainsaws and all kinds of shit. That's natural order, right? You're a zombie. And until you figure out like the elixir of immortality, the holy grail type stuff, that your creator is real and taking games. Like people say I'm demonic or demons are gonna get you. This is the funniest shit ever. I mean, come on, this is the funniest shit ever. You see what I've been getting away with? Okay, if there's some scary force out there that's gonna come after you, it would have came after me long fucking before, and like done something. Because like they show you in Dante's Inferno, the smoky God uploaded that 5-minute video, and I just uploaded it to my channel. And what it spells it out for you. I mean, literally, all the shit I've been saying is like coming out of this cartoon. And you think that's an accident? So when you think of like demons or angels, these are like the elemental forces or spirits of the universe that are capturing people's minds and attentions to bring them down the road to make them say the type of shit like I say. Like, you know, where you reverse it, it comes out to like laugh it up, turn it out. All the shit that I've been saying reverses up to some pretty clear shit. So this is like the same type of thing. The fact that the script writers wrote that shit out for an actor to speak in a studio where the animation matches or any type of movie where it's compasses are pointing or like Jumanji with the green shit. It's literally Pirates of the Caribbean. They show you the upside down world. The true heart's desire, which is eternal life, forgiveness for your filthy soul, passion in the Garden of Eden. I know you think it's wealth and treasure, but that's not it. You don't need wealth and treasure when everything is like built to cater to you and everybody else. What do you need trinkets of? We'll just cover our castles with it, like they covered buildings with this gold. To think that you would pocket it and use it as something to bargain with somebody. To bargain. It's like whatever it is that you think you gotta have. I mean, it's like the minute you throw that idea to somebody else, then they want it, and it should be enough to create for everybody. I mean, if there's a new luxury that just popped out, like before there was a cell phone or like an iPhone, now everyone wants a new iPhone. Before that first iPhone came out, you wanted your BlackBerry is bullshit. What I'm saying is that now you have to think that people would pay bills on cell phone towers that are already set up and paid for. All the computers are in place. Everything's set up. In fact, these guys get richer and richer, and they're all competing with each other. Like the rise in AT&T, but that doesn't make any sense to me. How can everything be for the benefit of all? That there's one fucking cellular thing set up, and it's there to give out whatever for free. You pay for it. You pay for electricity. The power plants are already fucking there. You know what I'm saying? The coal is already there. What I'm saying is how all this shit got so far out of control. It's clearly it was the Pope saying he's got the triple crown, stating that he's above everybody. He burnt into the flesh of a newborn baby, the papal bull, stating that you're a slave. You check off male or female. That only pertains to cattle. Like, is it a male or female? Does it have white spots? Is it a black stallion? Is this what kind of? Is this Angus beef? You know, whatever it is about you, like you see in your birth certificate, blue eyes, brown eyes, blonde hair. You're categorized like cattle. You go to class so they know what to classify you as when you get done with school. You get your degree. What degree? Everything is if all you're literally cattle. You have to do something, or somebody has to do something to pay for your lifestyle today. Whatever it is, you got to eat, or somebody has got to make something. If you're not having to make anything because you've got some endowment or whatever, somebody had to put all that shit into place with their hard work or whatever. You know, what I'm trying to get at is that the idea that people have to work like we do. The weekends, like the whole wording, every word you speak is a magic spell. I published a video, and you hear the lady telling you, you wake up, like go to a wake, it's everything. It's the morning, like you're mourning the dead, everything. When you say good morning, you're mourning the death of the night. Is what I'm saying to you is that everything about our words is like, it's like right there. Like the bank is like the bank of a river, and the flow of currency. That's what's used to currency. That every freaking word, hides the freaking truth right there in plain sight. And like this whole God thing, people, to think that people worship, a false image. I don't care how much you hold this cross or whatever, you kiss it, that is worshiping a false idol, right? When I spill my blood on this magic box, you'd be better off taking your statue of Jesus and spilling your blood on that and saying, Jesus, if you're out there. You know, it's like when I first stepped up and spilled out my blood, it was under super luminous 1, and now I'm the darkest guy in the fucking world. After go from super luminous 1, Prince of Darkness, then to quasi luminous. People are like, oh, quasi here. Quasi is, you know, quasi luminous. You're luminous, but not quite. You know, people are always trying to attack this type of name. There are no acts. The fact that quasi luminous reverses to Samael is out is fucking impossible. It's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, and that you see it now.
Because it comes after the fact. After we're already pointing out the angel of death shit, the Satan stuff. Now, this happens to come out, and it's by the book, has power over death. The one fucking power Satan has just turns out to be the power over sin and death. That's sin and death. They go hand in hand. If you're like sinless, you made an atonement for your soul, you're part of the life. Eventually, it'll hit you. You're a mythical type person. You're here for a reason. You're supposed to just lay low, stay out of trouble, make some fucking videos with me. If it takes 1 year, 2 years, we're gonna unite enough motherfuckers by the book, and it all just comes together. It's you want other people to believe, you know, this type of shit. You pull the fucking shit together. You gotta pull your shit together. When I say that it's my sealed elector, it's like you're all each other's sealed elect. Me as king, I bow down before you. You can't bow down before me. I have the smallest castle in the kingdom. Everybody's got to be elevated above me. You know. I think if I didn't bow down to be a king, you cannot have a crown. That is ridiculous. Everybody else needs to have the crown. That's what makes you king. You've crowned everybody else in your kingdom, and you're elevating everybody and their lifestyle above you. And that's why you have this mythical power as king, because you're the most selfless person. Nobody can point a finger at you and say, yeah, he's ordering well, look at him, he's eating better, living better, whatever. Yeah. How is that making you kingly? That you're living better than everybody. I don't get it. How people don't get it, that you would bow before your king who could hang you or tell you can't shoot the deer, you're going to starve, you're going to be pulled into our military and go up to wars that are just for us to profit and just to thin you out, keep you dumb. But look, the knowledge could have been handed down over the years. That knowledge has been kept from everybody. Basic shit. Now, I'm telling you as a devil, I've disgusted at what I've seen. But at least I could see it, and you know, for you to know where you're going, you have to see where you came from. I can see where we're coming from. It's awful. I can see where we're going from, and it ain't got nothing to do with money, worship, or advice. It's about eternal life, forgiveness for your filthy soul, passage in the Garden of Eden, and the power to come back here and release everybody you suggest you hold dear, you know, from bondage. And if you say they're not in bondage, go look at your fucking birth certificate. It's on bonding paper. It's got a fucking bonding number. It's got borders on it and shit. You're categorized, and it's got to be notarized if you get a copy. You know, this. What I'm saying is, you couldn't get a driver's license without your birth certificate, social security card. You're so woven up. You got a telephone number, address, social security number. You got all kinds of accounts, everything. You can't do nothing without being on the grid. When they say getting off the grid, you'd have to be like up in Alaska, out in the mountains, literally with no cell phone. If you have any communication device that's sending out or receiving a signal, you're on the grid. You're a fucking robotic slave. You're gonna wake up every morning on time, eat breakfast on time, get to work on time. Whatever it is you do, you're gonna fucking do it like you always do, until somebody pulls you out of that, like you were arrested and forced to go to jail. Now you're on somebody else's time, where they wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and throw you a ham sandwich and a rotten apple and a carton of milk. Everybody's a creature of habit. Come on. Even if you don't have a job, you're still gonna wake up, walk the dog on time. go to food shopping whenever you do. You call your mom every Wednesday, or whatever it is that you take your pills that you take regularly. People.
So like, I want to hear about the proclamation that he started and why he decided for it to be, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all.
That's because the whole basis of reality was, it's as on earth as it is in heaven. You know, that's what it's supposed to be, that heaven's supposed to come to earth. That was, you know, you're in hell right now. And I was assaulted by the police officers after trying to help the neighbor. My neighbor, she's an old lady, she was getting literally assaulted by the police officers. When I stepped in, you know, to help her, they assaulted me. I lost organs and shit. And what I'm saying is, I knew that nobody was safe. Nobody was safe. The police see you as the enemy. And, you know, I started to see what was going on. People were starving, you know. I realized that this wasn't, you know, that heaven on earth, you know, because you always hear these Christians in the background that it is heaven on earth, or something like that. You're in hell right now, for sure. And when that sunk in, I realized that, you know, this was going to be my, you know, the thing I was going to hold on to move to the next level. Because, you know, when you go through diversity, you know, and then you go through that shit, I was stuck in a bed for, couldn't move because my whole shit had to be like, you know, to get up, you know, it's like horrible, you couldn't do anything. Well, what I'm saying is, you know, you're like weeping, you're like, oh, poor me, and, you know, when you're finally at the bottom, the worst part of your life, that's where shit starts to go in that other direction. Like when I started sun gazing, and they were never talking about speaking your intent into the sun, this type of thing. So I'd gone through all this shit, and now I wanted to try and do something better for the world, so I started speaking that into the sun. And I always seen these pictures of the sun. They always have faces on them. You never see a picture in alchemy of the sun, or the black sun, or the moon, or any of the celestial bodies without a face on them, because these are living, conscious beings. They're just not in the flesh. They have no blood to spill up. And you know, the sun, let me tell you something, the sun, that's what's taken possession of me above my head to make me say, do certain shit that has led us to this. Because, you know, like you look back at that video when I was seeing this, they're breaking in my home with no warrant. And people don't realize what they were seeing. With the no knock, knock, knock. We have a warrant. If the door gets broken down, they better have what in their fucking hand? Right. You can't just... So when people say, when people post a negative video about me and that type of shit, I can assure you, the police will one day knock down the door. It's called what comes around goes around. When you talk shit like that, you're setting yourself up. It's every word you speak is a magic spell. You talk something about me because I stand under the devil and you say, well, I'm this, I'm that, whatever, because I'm a flat earther. That means that being beat up by the police and invaded in your home and all your shit like that, it gives you the right to talk shit about me. I assure you, what comes around goes around. Anybody that even throws out shit like that, you just set yourself up for, like, when the next time you're pulled over, they're going to find something to fuck your day over with. Just to show you that you have no power. You're powerless. And unless you know specific shit, you're powerless. I'm just telling you, you're powerless. So, you know, the answer to your question was, I had to be beaten up by police after trying to help a neighbor who was an old lady, literally. I had to go through all that shit to finally realize that it was hell on earth and it had to be changed. And that's where I got my proclamation ideas from. Because a king is not supposed to be able to send out his troops to beat down people's doors in the middle of the night, take possession of their property and shit without probable cause or something like this. You know what I mean? This is the type of shit I caught on video. I caught this shit on video. I streamed it live. They couldn't get it back. That's why once it was up there, now you can see people can download it or say whatever the horrible, you're a crybaby, whatever. That's funny. You gotta hit rock bottom and go through that shit. Now look at me. I went from crybaby to motherfucking Satan in the flesh. You can see my son. See,
still a rat. Are
hold on.
shall in the love
You know, you see this shit, and then when you reverse it, there's no way.
we still a rat. Are we?
See, they're all dead.
See, they're all dead.
Dead be they're already.
Dead be they're already.
See, they're already dead.
See, they're already dead.
Dead be they're already.
Dead be they're already. Almighty God, die eat 'em all. Crypt ambulance. Shelf in the love end of my arm. I am putting it low on it flush. Silly monster. Almighty God, God eat 'em all. They're already dead. They're already dead. Dead they're already. Dead they're already. They're already dead.
All right, everybody's dead. As far as I'm concerned, this is not an accident. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Just no way. Nobody says this shit. When you look at the shit of decoding that we've gotten through already, the only reason we focus on these types of words is because it's the type of shit I've been saying, and when they reverse to this type of shit, you don't get it. That shit was woven in there. If nobody says this shit, like I said, everybody has their phrases. You can take that to the bank, and everybody's got their phrases that they say that makes them unique or something. As you get seasoned in life, as you get older, you might work around other people. You notice that they always use these similar type of phrases, just like you have your adult memes, like children have their memes. Like when I keep reminding you, when I came out of British Flat Earth after party, people don't understand what the fuck was going on. I was telling early. I'm standing here as the devil in public. I'm contested. There it is. I'm stealing the elemental powers of Satan. Now, look, flash forward just 2 years, and here we are. I think we have enough evidence with the reverse speech and stuff to say that this is not woven in there so perfectly that nobody's got a leg to stand on. Literally, everybody, you're a lost soul. You have no right to any land. You're a monster, a silly monster. You know what I mean? And until a person comes back to light, they need to have witnesses. So if you do it at home alone, you're like a secret society. We're not at home alone doing blood magic. Well, web. You understand me? This is... Look. The king of hell, this concept, having an heir to your throne, going from the prince of demons to the king of demons, this type of thing. You can see it's already rubbed off on my son and everybody around me. Nobody is going to stop me from telling people the truth. You're going to be raising your kids to get their degrees and put on these black satanic robes and then pretend that you're not all satanic when every word you speak is a magic spell. Language is what the computer speaks. You have language virus. You're supposed to be raised on telepathy. Like you look at your children in the eyes, or they're not around you. You don't need a cell phone. You're literally in non-stop communication, this type of thing, where nobody can hide their intent. You knew their moves before they even got close to you. It's just that everything, it's like when I say language virus, God virus, time virus. You took your test with your number 2 shit pencil. When people even flinch about this shit we're talking about, you go to church and you take your fucking cannibal satanic blood magic. Of all things, you worship a dead body on a cross. So when people say we're satanic, you can't be satanic. Satan is alive and well. So I'm saying, Jesus is only worshipped because he's a dead body. Had he not died, he wouldn't be on a cross, and there wouldn't be something called Catholicism that broke off into Christianity and 50 other sects, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's all like the words of Jesus.
Let me tell you, it's all one religion. Everybody worships this. Well, you're supposed to be looking at the sun and speaking your attack. They told you don't look at the sun, it's going to burn your eyes out. I look at the sun every day. I don't wear glasses. What I'm saying is that I don't go without looking at the sun and speaking my intent. If you ever look at the alchemical process in the books, they always show you the sun with the eyes and the mouth and smiling, or this is Mithra up there. That's why you set up a Christmas tree. And then when people throw out that shit like Satan this, Satan that, the demons this, the devil that, no, people are so filthy and retarded. I think, come on, you have enough. Look, I seen you swallow a demon sigil with my own eyes. Did I not? You can go to the video on your channel right now, can't you? Are you possessed and looking all fucking spinny head and Barbie? Out to me. Yeah. Look, this blood thing, this is how shit works. You spill your blood out and go from, like, wherever you were, you have to, the universe has to take you through alchemy. And alchemy is a bitch. You know, it didn't just like, poof, my world was the best ever. I was like, having to come to terms with who I am and what I've done. You know, here, I can show you, this is the funniest shit ever. Who's that living god guy? What's his name? E.A. Coetic. I don't know how you get on one of these guys' mailing list or something. I obviously go through videos and shit. He sends emails, buy my books and shit like that. And what I'm saying to you, if his books held anything, it would show you the basic understanding is that you need to make the atonement for your filthy soul, and animal sacrifices are insufficient. And that would be like the first thing a magic book would start off with. You understand me? The basic thing, God's law. You're not sinless to begin with. You got that magic book because you want to take the left-hand path, which is, you know, you want to hoard wealth and get power and shit like that. And that's not the prize. That didn't turn out to be the prize. Your money. When I hear people say, I'm going over, you're missing the underlying, just the idea of you saying that, you're missing an underlying feature of reality. Your creator is watching, okay? The Elohim, you know? You can do reversals. I'm going to show you some reversals on the Elohim. And it'll flip you out. You'll hear shit like, I'm working with the Elohim. The Elohim are working with me. Shit like that. The El, the Almighty God. That's the L. All your freaking names are Danielle, Emmanuel. It's all L, Leela, Lola. Whatever it is, it's all L for a reason. They wove it in there to show you who's coming back. You know, they say, it's, when they say, is an alien invasion going to happen, this type of shit. That's kind of funny. The invasion, you know, like artificial intelligence. I put my blood into the computer. Now I'm like spooky intelligent and I'm taking over the universe. Not just Earth, I said the universe. So, you think of aliens like 4th of July taking over the universe? And this is like, I'm thinking of crashing the party, motherfucker. Aliens are powerless. That's funny. Aliens are a lie. I mean, look. I know they put some very spooky shit on TV. Okay? Aliens and shit like that and all that stuff. There's a dome up there. If it looked alien or something like that, it still came from this place. You hear people say jinn and all that shit, angels and stuff. These people, they're missing this underlying feature of reality. None of them can see anything. When I see people putting magic up and stuff like this and talking about this and that, none of them do anything selfless. It's never heaven and earth for the benefit. That's why they're the ones with all the knowledge. You know, I'll remind you, you think you were a psychic? That's funny, you couldn't psychically find your way out of a paper bag. Yeah? That was ripped mostly open, you know? If that was the case, you'd have some real knowledge. I think we're at a point now where even if there's just a few of you could really see it. So, that's good. Where we were before is where nobody had any sense to see anything on this type of level. People don't believe they're real. They still don't get it. I'm gonna buy stuff, take people's money, hoard shit for an adventure for the 144,000 to see it in blood. That's not by the book. Your adventure is already doomed. You know what I'm saying? So when people publish videos and stuff, they're going to do this and that, they're missing that. Like I said, after drinking that medicine blood, I became really spiritual side of reality. I mean, in a deeper sense that other people are missing. Like you have a creator. You have to bathe in her water. Her eternal water. You can't. You're built in this world through a woman, you're going to be birthed out through the mother earth. You're made of the clay of the earth. The angels are made of light, the jinn are made of fire. You see what I'm saying? This whole concept that we're made of clay and somehow we're less. We're the only ones with the blood substance, and God owns blood. And you need to be a blood to make an atonement for your filthy soul. If you think angels don't need to make an atonement for their filthy soul, and if you think angels are sweet, nice, and all that shit, okay? Angels are nothing like people think. And demons are nothing like people think. And the pictures that they show you with the scary faces and shit should actually be switched. Angels should have the scary fucking faces that they show. And the demons that they show you have the nice angelic type shit. Somehow, everything's been totally flipped. You can see this by when you look at the Vatican and you see the Pope and he's got his temple and it's a fucking head of a snake. And the whole people that are sitting in there that gather for his sermons or whatever, you know, they're in the mouth of the snake. And you could say, well, that's reptilian this and that's reptilian that. And I'll remind you often, you're the fucking reptilian. You just don't know it. You know, it just hasn't hit you then. It's the core of your brain responsible for fight or flight. And you have to overcome this fear type shit. I'm stepping forward fearlessly. That is the motherfucking devil on gallons of blood. It can't be overturned, this type of shit. So, when people laugh and say whatever, I already know your fucking future. I already know what the fuck is up. It's the clock in the sky went too far. The wheel in the sky. It already switched from Pisces to Aquarius, age of Aquarius. And it's ruled by Saturn. They did. The devil. God of judgment. It's the whole idea of join me or die type of shit. Darth Vader said it, and Benjamin Franklin said it. When the British were going to invade to unite, you know, against this as a common threat. Join or die. I mean, literally, they're going to come. It's join or die because you're going to get old and die like natural order, like great grandma. It's cancer's on the rise, all shit on the rise, and you know, you're worried about how could they go to space without curing cancer first? Explain this to me. How do you go to space before curing cancer? It doesn't make any sense. No, everybody's fucking with it. So when you think of look, you can look it up for yourself when you get the time, and make sure everybody hears this and hears this good. Not only can you see that in my videos, I show you that there's no accident. They print specific shit. Superman swore allegiance to the devil. Okay, and not only that, if you go look it up, all the superheroes all sold their soul to the devil. And I'm telling you, this is kind of fun. You can't sell your soul to me, I own it already. It's that the concept of stepping across the gate. I'm the one who's going to sacrifice myself upon the altar. When people, they would get to the edge of what would look like an abyss to them. It would be, I'm not going nowhere near that shit, motherfuckers, what would be in their head. I'd be the first one to dive in because I've already seen what it is. And people say they're in the process. They say it takes 1 year, 2 years. This is scary shit, what we're running up to. You know, we were all just regular slaves just the other year ago, you know, 2 years ago. Now look at us. We're standing here with the devil taking over the universe by the book. All you're really sworn in the Bible. You can't stop me. We're standing on blood. The power's in the blood. It doesn't matter. Everything's done with blood. You cannot... Any deals that they don't show you on TV, like between powerful people or whatever, the blood is up. For sure. Nobody in big business does nothing without the blood. You know, because at some point you become smart enough to know that the legal system can't always help you. If somebody does something wrong, you're holding their blood, there's something mythical behind it. People don't do dirty shit when you're holding their blood. And you know, It's a con unless there's blood on it. Do you understand me? It's called a contract for a reason. Unless it has what on it? Blood. You're not. They always show you. Satan wouldn't. If you make a deal with the devil, you're going to sign up with your what? Blood. As they put your cum on here, go spit on here, give me a piece of your hair, you're going to fucking prick your finger like me like a little pussy. Come on. You've been getting pricks since you were a baby. You've been taking your blood your whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And for you to say you can't put a pinprick on this, you ain't fooling anybody.
It's already been done for that. It's like, that's really important.
What's really important is that you realize, like, you look at the flat earth community or any other community out there that talks about the shape theory. I don't care if it's the science community or religious community, your school, whoever. They're clearly fucking retarded. There's just basic shit about reality you can't escape. For people to escape, it's for a reason. They're, you know, they're supposed to be powerless to stop Satan and his elect for whatever reason. That it can't be stopped. It's not, you know, people are worried about reptilians or whatever, like this. You see, I attacked all this shit head on with the videos and shit. Now, nobody ate me up. What didn't destroy you made you stronger, right? Everything, it's just, look, I'm nearly 50 years old. I'm not wet behind the ears anymore. I've seen too much. I've been beaten up, thrown in cell, beaten up in the cell. You know, cops have done horrible shit to me. I've been taken to what they call, like, where they put people that they consider to be that T word, you know? And literally tortured. And you know what? People laugh at the video and they call me a crybaby. If you had any idea what happened to me to get that scar, what they had done to me, and oh my God, when people, they'll never see it coming. They'll be like, oh, talking shit one day, and the next day, you're an atheist yesterday, and now you met me, and now you got a connection to some reality, you know, like the Matrix or something. You see him on TV, Elon Musk says, you're like to live in a Matrix, but we're sending off shit into space. This is kind of funny shit. They even try and mention some shit to people, they will think I'm crazy. They'll literally think I'm crazy. I mean, everything everybody clings to is bullshit. Literally. Your physics. You're like, I'm a physicist. You ain't shit. You're a fucking retard. You need, for the real sciences and the real hardcore shit, okay, you need to be an apprentice to someone, you know, and those people don't get pulled in to be apprentices, just, you know, anybody. You blood contracts and shit like that. I'm just telling you like it is. You know, you get real power. It's like you can't even fix your own plumbing. You gotta hire a plumber. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm able to see it as a plumber because I see people in deep water. They gotta call a plumber. When I get there, all I had to do was shut off one little switch and the place wouldn't have been flooded. It was just a handle right there on the outside of your fucking garage door. You're telling me you didn't know where the shutoff was? You had to do all this damage to your fucking home over that? And what I'm saying is that it's like knowing where to turn off or how to turn on and off switch. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that, when I say there's no intelligent life out there at all, I'm telling you, people it'll take them years to catch up to you. I mean,
yeah, like even people that come across this information already, it's like they're not ready. It's like when people attach something else to the proclamation and then you get selfish when it's just supposed to be so simple.
Listen, people should be flipped out that I'm standing here as a devil because I can actually see there's certain shit, and I think we've got enough shit up here. I'm gonna go tear up the shit with the reverse speech shit. I'm like a real master of reverse speech now. I can actually, you know, throw anything out there now. Give me any book, I'll read the words, and you can't hide secret. It's that nobody is safe anymore. Those books that people take time to sit down and write. You know, the guy like wrote the Devil's Bible. They wrote it overnight. It's the giant 160-pound book. It's got to be 2 meters in length by 1.5. You know what I'm saying is that they say he was possessed by a demon. Just people sitting down to write books in general. You know what possesses you to sit down and write a fucking book? You know, I'm possessed by the demon writer. You know, just like everybody has their trade. Each demon teaches a specific type of thing, the arts and the sciences and all that shit. So the thing is that, you know, people like exorcisms are on the rise and shit. The fact that this is even out there, it's all fake. I mean, we've got tons of videos showing it. It's like a mass hysteria craze. Something that the church is clearly pushing because they want you in fear of this devil character is telling you, look, you need to make an atonement for your filthy soul. If Jesus had made an atonement for your filthy soul, you wouldn't be a fucking slave. You wouldn't be a bonded slave sold in the stock market. But to be a baptized soul means you register your children with the church. You're a fucking, they'll never get it. People, and you can say, oh, we collapsed this and do that. You know, listen, when you collapse the CQV trust, there's no value in it. And if you think, oh, now you're a freeman on the land or something like this, look around you. You're still paying for your fucking air. Everybody around you that you have to support. And you say, well, I don't live in the fucking trees over there. In a fucking dumpster. I'm off the grid. I'm like, look, what I'm saying is that people, you're not, you haven't done anything, but you're all alone. Now you're one person all alone. You're missing the whole. If you free one person, you got to free them all. And if you say you pull off something like you did this and that, look, I've been through this shit and I'm telling you, it's just all a funny loop. It's a joke. It's that you need to unite peacefully and take back your universe. Not that you want to take back a trust with millions or $1 billion in there. That's a joke. You want to take back your fucking world. Not a bunch of worthless fucking paper. That's a bunch of numbers in a computer that's owned by banksters and shit. You become so filthy retarded when people talk shit with me. We've done this, we've done that, now we're this and now we're that. You ain't done shit. You ain't going anywhere. You ain't done shit. I'm telling you as a devil. You ain't done shit. Because now look around. Your mom, your dad, your children, everybody else, they ain't gonna believe you. They don't even want to believe that they're fucking bonded slaves. And how are you gonna tell them that they're not monkeys holding in a book? I mean, you've got a lot of fucking catching up to do. They even say you've done it. I'm like, God. Let me tell you what, I've been standing here as the devil on gallons of blood, putting this information out there for a few years now. I don't care what anybody says about me. You're all fucking dead without me. You know, I can actually see it. So, you know, when people say I'm a sovereign, that's type of funny type shit. Sovereign. That's funny. Don't tell them you're a fucking sovereign. Watch how bad that motherfucker beats you ass up. I'm making sure you should have. They're already prepared for try and talk stupid shit. Listen. Very specific words have to be said and done and all kinds of shit. And nobody's in that position of the mental state to pull us off. You'd have to be like literally the devil himself trying to take over the universe. Flying your colors clear. You know, a pirate can pirate the high seas and take your shit. And you knew he was coming because you knew what that pirate flag was way over there, did you not? Mm-hmm. Knew that motherfucker. And I'm telling you, devil, you know, the shelf in the house of Maya. So when you think you're a creator, there's a shelf set up for the devil because it's like, I am the seal of death. Thankfully, says Maya. Go reverse that shit.